Good morning. In this lecture series, we see about how is the working of diesel power plant. Okay, this is the engine of diesel power plant. We'll see in our diagram. Okay, so first of all, here diesel power plant is the main objective of to generating the electricity. Okay, so here the working fluid of the this type of power plant is called as a diesel. So here there is a one kind of energy can be transferred into another types of energy conversions. Okay, so what are the energy we can be transferred from one point to another? Okay, let's see on the topic. So first of all, so here the chemical energy is the main source of the energy that is called as we already told you, it's called as a diesel engine. Now the diesel engine is converted into thermal energy. The thermal energy is converted as a mechanical energy, then is later is come as a electrical energy. Okay, so what is the objective of the chemical energy means this is a composition of the chemical bonding, okay, that will be can be transferred into the thermal energy. Okay, so now the thermal energy is can be transferred for the mechanical energy is like a movement. Okay, it's like a piston and cylinder arrangement. It can be moving forward and reverse, top dead center to bottom dead center. Now the movement of the piston is can be transfer the energy to the crankshaft. Okay, that crankshaft to flywheel, then the energy can be extracted by using of generator when we producing the electric power. Okay, so here what are the main source here is called as a diesel and IC engine combustion chamber, IC engine crankshaft and generator. So here the IC is stands for internal combustion. Okay, yes, so this is simple layout for understanding the diesel power plant. Okay, now we can consider the two scenario. Okay, that is I considering going for the primary and secondary. Okay, so what are the things I have to consider for primary? Here, the fuel tank and air filter and the silencer. So these are the things I have to consider for the primary circuit. Okay. Then the secondary we have to consider for the two elements that is called two equipments that is called as lubrication oil tank and a cooling tower. Okay. These are the things I have to consider for the second type. Okay. So the primary thing here we have to very important is so now we have to store the diesel in a particular storage of fuel tank that can be transferred into the fuel injector pump. How it can be transferred? Okay, so by way of the auto arresting, there is a way of the filtration of the you have to use in filter. Then you have to feed the high speed and you have to use in the day tank. Okay, this is store the minimum amount of the diesel. Okay, then after that it can be passes to the again filter and it can be passing to the fuel injector pump. So using of the fuel injector is can be burned and is a moving. Okay, then only is the mechanical energy is a creator. So what about here is the air filter. The air filter is a extract the atmosphere air and it can be filter and passing to the burning the heat. Okay, that is a one kind of here. So once the all the process are done and all the process can be transferred into diesel engine, the exhaust gas like a smoke it can be transferred through the silencer. Okay, the silencer is can be transfer the energy to the atmosphere by way of various filtration stages. Okay, so the next thing these are the primary circuit. Okay, the engine is a heart of diesel engine is a heart of this power plant. Okay, so what about the next thing is I will consider for the lubrication oil tank and the cooling tower. Okay, so and also I have to converting heat exchanger. Okay, so main purpose of why you have to using the lubrication oil tank. Okay, so here the moving part of the your moving part of your what is called as engine system is will be there. So that's why we have to using for that to arrest. Okay, we have to minimize the wear rate and the friction. Okay, we have to reduce the friction. So that's why we have to using for the lubrication for the moving components. Okay, the moving parts of your components. Okay, so what about next thing is called as a cooling tower. So what is the main objective of the cooling tower is? So if you are having the AC engine is running is a day by day. Okay, so during the certain period they have we need to require the cooling the system. Okay, then only we have to increase in the efficiency of the particular device. Okay, so that is the main objective of the cooling. So here the cooling is can be water can be passes through the engine circulation and after passing the engine circulation the water can be absorb the heat. Okay, from the engine. Okay, then is this heat can be that is hot water is can be transferred into heat exchanger. Now it's converted into water. Then it's a feeding to the raw pump. Again, the process can be repeated. So these are the way of the diesel power plant can be working. So now the all the process can be done. Okay, the engine can be start work. Okay, once your fuel and the air is enter. Okay, it can be initially started. It can be started in a continuous manner. Once the piston can be arranging, piston and cylinder arrangement is moving continuously, the power can be generated by using of the generator. So that part we have to connect it here. That is called as a yes. Okay. So let's see on the individual component we have to discuss in later class. Thank you.